everyone, in this video we'll go over what crawling is, the crawler options you can change, and how to set crawling options for all new websites. You can also check out the crawler options article linked below for this information and more about crawling limitations and troubleshooting. Let's get started. Crawling is the most common way to add pages to your website. You can imagine a little bot finding links and adding those links as pages in PopeTech. There are two ways to crawl your website. The first way is a sitemap crawl. A sitemap has all the links or pages that exist on your website, so it's a great way for the crawler to find everything. If your website doesn't have a sitemap, PopeTech will do a link crawl, which just means the crawler will start on a page and look for links to add as pages. Let's take a look at the crawler options. To access them, select Websites in the left main menu. Next, select the website you want to update. On the Edit Website page, select Edit Website Settings, then the Crawler Options section. If you don't see crawler options, that means you don't have the Manage Crawl and Scan Settings permission, so you'll need to reach out to your account owner to request it. We'll start with the Sitemap crawl options. If I scroll down, there are three sitemap settings. They are Use Sitemap, Discover Sitemaps from robots.txt, and Sitemap URL. If your sitemaps are linked from your website's robots.txt file, select Discover Sitemaps from robots.txt. Or if your sitemap is in a location other than your website's base URL /sitemap.xml, you can put the full URL in the sitemap URL field. The crawler is looking for an XML sitemap that follows standard sitemap protocol. If your sitemap is an HTML page, unselect Use Sitemap and insert the HTML page URL as the start page, which we'll talk about more when we cover the rest of the settings. Let's review the rest of the settings. These can apply to both sitemap and link crawls. Max pages is how many pages the crawler will add to the website before it stops. For example, if max pages is 50, the crawler will add 50 pages and then stop even if there are more pages on the website. Max depth can be thought of as the number of clicks it takes to get to a page from the home page or start URL. Let's look at an example of this. I'll go to the pope.tech website. The links found on this page have a depth of 1. It takes 1 click to get to them. If I go to the websites page, the features link on this page would have a depth of 2. It takes the click on the home page and the click on the new page to get to it. Now I'll go back to the crawler options. The max depth default is 10, which is sufficient for most websites. The start page is the URL the crawler starts on. By default, it's the home page, but changing it can sometimes find more pages since the crawler takes a different path through your website. This is also where you would put the URL for an HTML sitemap. Crawl rate limit is the speed the crawler goes through your website. If your website isn't intended for high traffic, you should select the low speed or manual and make the speed even lower. The default speed of medium works for the majority of websites. Subdomains can be used to organize different parts of a website. For example, myuniversity.com is the primary domain for the university. Humanities.myuniversity.com is a subdomain where the College of Humanities website lives. PopeTech treats subdomains as separate websites, so it will not add them as new pages. If this option is selected, the subdomain would automatically be created as a new website. This is used for initial discovery of subdomains. If Archive Pages Not Found is selected, the list of pages found during the crawl is compared with the current list of pages. If there's a page on the current list that wasn't found during the crawl, it will be archived. If Restore Pages Found is selected, any URLs that were found during the crawl and are currently archived will be restored as active pages. Filters are used to include and exclude pages. You can use directory paths, full URLs, or keywords as filters. You can also combine multiple filters to target what you need. The Deny filter excludes pages from being crawled. For example, using a directory path like /calendar to exclude any pages that have /calendar in the URL. The Allow filter only includes those pages in the crawl. So if we used /calendar this time, it's only going to crawl pages that have /calendar in the URL. Those are all the crawl options you can change. But before you go, you can also change the default crawl options for all new websites. That way you don't have to update these settings every time you add a website. You'll need the Manage Settings permission, so you might need to contact your account owner if you don't have that. To change the default crawl options, select Settings in the left main menu. Next, select the Organization Defaults tab. Now select the Crawler Options dropdown. Any crawler options changed here will be the new default for new websites. Crawler options can also be changed for multiple websites at once from the website's view. Select the checkboxes for the websites you want to edit, select Edit, select the Crawler Options dropdown, change the settings, select Next, and select Save. You're ready to change your own crawler options.